The Progressive Change Campaign Committee is not giving up on the public option. The group has put out a new commercial hitting back hard at Speaker Nancy Pelosi for saying that the Senate doesn't have the votes to pass it. Here it is.
I'm quite sad that a public option isn't in there. It isn't in there because they don't have the votes.
We have 41 Democrats who said they'll vote for it.
Obviously, I want the public option.
Those who want to make sure we have no public option, I don't think that's going to happen.
Would you vote for it?
Yeah, the way I look at public option, if it's part of the reconciliation total bill and I like it, I'll vote for it.
You have to do something about competition, so I would support a public option.
The question was where I stand on the public option. I believe that we've got to have competition in this system.
What is missing for you in the bill, Senator?
Well, obviously, I think that the public option would have been good.
I'm for a public option, always have been.
This is for Ted. This is for my friend Ted.
So the votes are there, but congressional Democrats aren't fighting for this phase of the bill, the public option. It may be because the White House made a deal with the devil in big insurance 8 months ago. Here's the quote from an obscure article in one of the industry's top lobbyists published in the New York Times on August 13th. Quote, "We have an agreement with the White House that I'm very confident with will be seen all the way through conference. We trust the White House. We are confident that the Senate Finance Committee will produce a bill we fully can endorse." The current Senate proposal that the House is trying to pass looks an awfully lot alike the Senate Finance Committee bill. Joining me now is Adam Green, co-founder of the Progressive Change Campaign Committee. Mr. Green, good to have you with us. Adam, you've done a phenomenal job keeping the pressure on lawmakers. That commercial is very compelling. At this point, what's the game plan?
Well, you know, that quote that you just showed could be depressing for some people, but the good news for folks watching out there is that this commercial represents some of the best in progressive rapid response and really taking the fight to the bad guys. You know, last Friday morning, you know, the excuse was made that the Senate doesn't have the votes. By Friday evening here on this show, we had our rapid response ready to go. We named names, listed all the senators, and proved that there were 51 votes. And by this morning, we had that formalized in a TV ad, Us, Democracy for America, and Credo. And to be clear, the bad guys are the insurance companies who are trying really hard to ram a bill down the people's throats that has no public option. So right now, what we need is for the House to acknowledge the facts in this ad, say that the votes do exist in the Senate, and for a few bold progressive leaders to step up, stick it to the insurance companies, and demand a public option in the House bill.
But your target in this ad clearly is Nancy Pelosi for not doing it. You want her to believe that commercial.
Well, she has to. I mean, the reason that we used footage of the senators themselves was to make perfectly clear that people like Jim Webb, who were at a town hall meeting saying, "I want the public option," are not going to kill this bill because there's a public option in it. That's just crazy.
So the deal, so how much credibility do you put in that article in the New York Times and that comment? And also Jim Messina, who is the Deputy Chief of Staff of the White House, was quoted in that article about this deal between the Hospital Association and the White House, that there would not be a government-run program.
You know, it's been widely reported that there have been deals between the White House and the pharmaceutical companies, you know, to get rid of provisions that would make the cost of prescription drugs lower. So therefore, it's not off the table that this kind of deal would also be there. And if so, it's very depressing for all of us who worked so hard in 2008 for change we can believe in. But this is not a time for finger pointing. It's a time to get the job done and to pass a good bill. And again, what we need are a few bold progressives in the House, people like Anthony Weiner, people like Shelley Pingree, and so many others who have been champions on this issue to say to Nancy Pelosi, look, the facts are on the table, the votes are in the Senate, and now we need a fair vote in the House on a public option amendment.
What do you want them to do?
Where they may, but we need a fair vote.
Are you saying that you want these liberals that you mentioned, and there's some others in there, Jerry Nadler, you know, there's a lot of them there that have been staunch supporters of the public option, you want them to hold their vote unless there's one in there?
Well, look, I think it would be an eminently reasonable position to say, I want health care reform, I want a great bill. I'm going to vote for health care reform as long as there is a fair up or down vote on a public option amendment. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. But then we at least will have our fair shot. But to take it off the table when the votes are there in the Senate, when the American people overwhelmingly want it, is just a weird strategy. And the only reason to do that is a lack of leadership. So we need some leaders at this moment.
Adam
and
Green.
that's why thousands of people, by the way, have gone to whipcongress.com today and chipped in for this ad. This ad is only possible because regular people are getting involved and demanding bold leadership.
Adam Green, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
One thing will be remembered from this fight, your group has never given up.